Hey friends, and welcome back to the show. I'm coming in here to re-record this episode. For those of you that have already listened, I apologize for all the noise that my dogs were making in the background. Despite my attempts to edit, there were collars jingling and bone chewing happening, and so I am just going to try to do a little bit better recording here. But anyway, if you've ever been curious about the deeper health benefits of fasting, today's episode is just for you. We are diving into and getting a little nerdy up in here, talking about the science behind different lengths of fasts and exploring how they can positively impact everything from your gut health to your immune system. It improves brain clarity and even your hormonal balance. Plus, we talk about why fasting might look a little different for women depending on their menstrual cycle. So grab your favorite beverage, pull up a seat, and let's get into it.
Welcome to the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast. Do you want better work-life balance? Do you get stuck in patterns of perfectionism and people-pleasing? Have you always been an overachiever but never really felt good enough, no matter how much outward success you achieve? Do you want more time for the things that matter most? Well, you are in the right place. Here on the Grace-Filled Leader Podcast, we focus on spirit-driven success and share the secrets to having better work-life balance as a busy woman in leadership. Here you will learn how to set boundaries like a boss, find peace of mind, and reclaim your time for the things that matter most. Hi, I'm Tanya, a wife, mom, leader, and certified Christian life coach. For most of my life, I tried to find worthiness through achievement. I spent decades people-pleasing and pouring myself into my work. I was looking for my value through the approval of others. This led me to feel burned out, empty, and exhausted. I had no time or energy for myself or my family. I realized that I was wasting time and energy looking for validation in all the wrong places. But my life changed when I finally surrendered and God showed me a different way. It is my mission to help you start living the abundant life God has for you. If you're ready to become fueled by grace and find freedom from people-pleasing, if you're ready to multiply your time and impact as a Christian woman in leadership, this podcast is for you. Roll up your sleeves, sister friends. It's time to get after it.
Our bodies were beautifully designed for intermittent fasting and metabolic shifting, reflecting how humans long ago, during sort of the caveman era, lived. Back then, food availability was unpredictable. People alternated between periods of fasting and periods of feasting when they'd have a successful hunt and then have times of scarcity. This lifestyle required the body to adapt and thrive without constant food intake. Hormones played a key role in this survival mechanism also. For instance, during fasting periods, growth hormone levels increased to preserve muscle mass and encourage fat utilization for energy. Cortisol and adrenaline surged to sharpen focus and energy for the hunt or for gathering. Metabolic flexibility, the ability to shift between burning sugar or glucose and burning fat for energy, became an evolutionary advantage. Unfortunately, convenience has compromised our natural rhythms by making food, particularly unhealthy food filled with chemicals and artificial substances, too readily available in modern days. You throw a high-stress lifestyle on top of that, and we are completely dismantling our body's ability to metabolically shift between a stress and a de-stress response. By embracing and incorporating intermittent fasting today, we are tapping into our ancient survival mechanisms, helping our modern bodies align with the rhythms that God originally designed. So before we break down the specifics, let's talk about the different lengths of fast and how each one works. In her book, Fast Like a Girl, Dr. Mindy Pelz outlines various fasting lengths or durations, and each associated with different specific health benefits. The 13 to 15 hour fast is considered intermittent fasting and probably the most common one when we look at people who apply intermittent fasting to their lifestyle. This duration of 13 to 15 hours can stimulate growth hormone secretion, again, aiding in fat burning and slowing down the aging process. If you're new to fasting, this is a great entry point for beginners, and it gives your digestive system a short break, which is perfect for stabilizing blood sugar. Moving up a little to the 17-hour fast, this is the point at which something called autophagy begins, which is a cellular repair process beneficial for brain and hormonal health, and I'll describe that a little bit more in detail shortly. Completing a 24-hour fast can actually reset your intestinal cells, which promotes gut health, and it aids in anxiety reduction through the increased production of GABA. Getting a little more adventuresome, we go into the 36 to 48-hour fast, and when you're within this range or duration, this can really enhance fat burning, provide even more anti-aging benefits, and increase dopamine levels, which greatly contributes to improved mood and motivation. And actually, a 48-hour fast may reset your dopamine sites altogether in the brain, potentially enhancing mood and emotional well-being. Now, we look at kind of the longest recommended fast, 72 hours, and if you engage in a 72-hour fast, it can lead to immune system regeneration, promoting the production of new immune cells and really supporting overall immune health. So you can see that different fasting durations offer a range of health benefits, from cellular repair and gut health to mood enhancement and immune system support. Now, I mentioned autophagy. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Autophagy is one of the most interesting benefits of extended fasting. So what is it really? Well, the word literally means self-eating, but don't let that scare you. Autophagy is your body's natural cellular recycling program. When you fast for longer periods, usually beginning around that 17-hour mark, your body starts breaking down old, damaged cells and using those components to build new, healthy cells. Autophagy is a natural cleanup process where the body removes damaged cells and generates new, healthier ones. And this repair mechanism, combined with hormonal shifts, allowed humans to remain resilient and adapt to their changing environments. Think of it as a deep, deep cleaning for your body. This process of autophagy has been shown to reduce inflammation by clearing out damaged cells that contribute to chronic inflammation, support brain health by cleaning up cellular waste in the brain, potentially reducing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. And it's been shown to boost longevity. Studies suggest that regular autophagy can slow down the aging process by promoting cellular renewal. This process is incredibly restorative, and it is one reason that extended fast can feel so energizing once you're past that initial phase of, having some hunger pains when you stray from your normal eating patterns. Another major benefit of fasting, particularly a 24-hour fast, is its impact on your gut health. When you fast, your digestive system gets a much-needed break, which allows your gut lining to repair itself. This can help improve nutrient absorption, reduce bloating, support a healthier gut microbiome, which impacts everything from mood to immune function. Studies show that up to 80% of our immunity is in our guts. Fasting can also help starve harmful bacteria in the gut while encouraging the growth of helpful bacteria. A healthy gut is foundational for overall wellness, so if you've been struggling with digestion issues, fasting might be worth a try. Fasting also shifts your body from burning glucose or sugar to burning fat for fuel, a process called ketosis. Now, most of you have probably heard of the keto diet. Ketosis typically kicks in after 16 to 18 hours of fasting, and here is why this can be a game changer. Ketones, the byproduct of fat burning, provide a more stable energy source for your brain and your body. And besides increasing your energy levels and sustaining them, it also contributes to fat loss, which I know is appealing to those of you like me that are struggling a bit in midlife with increased cushion around our midsection, if you will. So, like I said, this ketosis can address fat loss, especially around stubborn areas like your midsection, where we often see weight gain in midlife. But that's not all. Fasting also impacts, like I said, your dopamine system. Extended fasts, particularly those that are 36 to 48 hours, can reset your dopamine pathways. With fasting within this range can enhance fat burning, provide anti-aging benefits, and the increased dopamine levels contribute to improved mood and motivation, reduce cravings, and increased sense of satisfaction and joy. If you really want to be an overachiever, occasionally engaging in a 72-hour fast can lead to huge immune system boosts and regeneration, promoting the production of new immune cells and supporting your overall immune health. As you can see, the variation in the lengths of your fast is where the real magic happens. It's important not to get stagnant in your fasting durations if you truly want to optimize the benefits of intermittent fasting. Now, let's talk about how fasting affects women specifically, especially in relation to their menstrual cycle. Dr. Mindy Pelz, in her book that I mentioned, Fast Like a Girl, provides detailed guidance on aligning fasting practices with your menstrual cycle to optimize hormonal health. And here's a little breakdown of her recommendations. So days 1 through 10 are referred to as the menstrual phase of your cycle. During this phase is ideal for various fasting lengths, but probably most commonly this intermittent fasting length of 13 to 15 hours and even a little longer. And the rationale is during this time, estrogen levels are rising and the body is more resilient to the stress of fasting, so it can handle the fasting periods. Days 11 through 15 are the ovulation phase of your cycle. And during this phase, you should limit fasting to shorter durations, such as 13 to 15 hours. Because as the body prepares for ovulation, it's crucial to provide sufficient nutrients to support hormone production and ovulation. For those of you that have had or are having issues with fertility, pay attention because fasting can be a game changer for fertility issues. So moving on to days 16 through 19 of your cycle, this is the post-ovulation phase. Now, during this time frame, longer fasts, greater than 15 hours, can be reintroduced for more benefits. And the reason is the body experiences a brief period where it can handle again the stress of longer fasting before progesterone production starts to increase. This is a time frame where some people will choose to do a longer fast anywhere from 24 to 17 hours or 72 hours. Again, that's days 16 through 19 where you might choose to incorporate a longer fast. And finally, there's the luteal phase, which most of us refer to as our premenstrual phase. That's days 20 to 28 or 22 when bleeding starts, which becomes day 1 of your menstrual cycle. So pay attention. During this phase, starting at day 20 until you bleed, you should keep fasting periods very short, around 13 hours or less, or consider abstaining from fasting altogether. This is also when you can support your hormonal system by eating a few more of those fun, healthy carbs like fruits and root vegetables. There's a reason why your body craves these things prior to your period. It's trying to build progesterone levels, and this is when progesterone levels peak, and the body requires more calories and carbohydrates to support hormone synthesis. So extended fasting can actually be perceived as a stressor during this time. So that's why you want to avoid it or shorten your fast, because it can otherwise disrupt hormone balance by increasing your cortisol levels and compromising progesterone levels. So by tailoring fasting practices to these phases of your cycle, women can support their hormonal health and overall well-being. Now, some of you might be postmenopausal, and so the approach to fasting can be a little bit more flexible, similar to that of men who really don't have to worry about all the variations in estrogen and progesterone production. They're mostly concerned with testosterone production, so they can have more consistent fasting durations. So you can practice more regular intermittent fasting, maybe that 13 to 15 hour kind of fasting window if you are postmenopausal. But it is important to still support progesterone. So you want to incorporate at least 1 day per week focused on progesterone support by avoiding fasting, consuming hormone supportive foods, like I said, like fruits and root vegetables, kind of those healthy carbohydrates, and engage in stress reducing activities. So not activities that are overly stressful, like yoga or gentle stretching or a nice walk. This ensures that progesterone levels are maintained even after menopause. By aligning fasting practices with hormonal cycles, we can enhance the benefits of fasting while supporting our hormonal health, which can have huge impacts on our overall physical and mental health. My friends, fasting is so much more than skipping meals. It is a powerful tool for physical, emotional, and spiritual renewal. Whether you're looking to improve your health or deepen your faith or just try something new, fasting has so much to offer. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend who might also benefit. And if you have questions or want more personalized guidance, shoot me an email or book a free call with me. Links for both are in the show notes, or you can go to gracefilledleader.com. Until next time, friends, thank you for joining me. Be well, stay encouraged, and as always, I pray the Lord fills you with gratitude, peace, and His amazing grace.
I pray this episode blessed you, spoke to you, or encouraged you in some way. If so, please share it with a friend and head on over to Apple Podcasts to leave me a review. That's the only way for me to know if you're enjoying the show. Nothing blesses me more than to hear from you. Also, come on over to our free Facebook community. This is a great place for us to support one another on our faith and leadership journeys. You can find the link to the group in the show notes or go to gracefilledleader.com/community. If you have questions or content ideas for the show, please send me a message on SpeakPipe or via email. Go to gracefilledleader.com/contact and leave a written or voice recorded message. I would love to know how I can best serve you on the podcast. Now to Him who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3, verse 20. Until next time, my friends, God bless.